Welcome to Why with Sticks. Imagine two strangers walk into a room. One is well-dressed, attractive, with a warm, confident smile. The other looks tired, a little awkward, plainly dressed. Before either of them says a single word, your brain has already decided something. The good-looking one seems kinder, smarter, more trustworthy, more competent. You don't choose to think this, it just happens, instantly and silently. But here's the unsettling part. You have absolutely no evidence for any of it. This is the halo effect, one of the most powerful biases shaping your life, and you almost never notice it working. The halo effect is simple to describe. When we notice one good quality in someone, our brain assumes the rest of them is good too. A single shining trait casts a glow, a halo, over everything else about them. The term comes from psychologist Edward Thorndike, who in the 1920s asked military officers to rate their soldiers. He found something strange. Officers who saw a soldier as physically impressive also rated him as smarter, more loyal, and a better shot, even though those things have nothing to do with each other. One good impression had quietly colored every other judgment. The officers were certain they were being objective. They weren't. And the single most powerful trigger for the halo is physical attractiveness. Psychologists even have a name for it. The "what is beautiful is good" stereotype. In a famous study, people were shown photos of strangers and asked to guess what they were like. Overwhelmingly, the attractive faces were assumed to be kinder, more intelligent, more successful, and more honest. No information, just a face. Yet that face alone was enough to write an entire personality. We like to believe we judge people on the inside. The uncomfortable truth is that the outside gets a vote first. This isn't just a lab curiosity, it quietly shapes real lives. In courtrooms, attractive defendants tend to receive lighter sentences for the same crime. In elections, candidates rated as more attractive win more votes. In the workplace, there's a measurable beauty premium. Better-looking people are more likely to be hired and tend to earn more over a lifetime. Teachers give higher marks to neater, more appealing work. None of these people are consciously being unfair. The halo is doing it for them, in the background, without permission. A first impression becomes a life advantage or disadvantage that follows you around. So why would a smart brain make such a lazy mistake? Because it isn't lazy, it's efficient. Judging each person trait by trait takes time and effort your ancestors didn't always have. So the brain takes a shortcut. It grabs the one thing it can see easily, a face, a voice, a confident handshake, and uses it to guess everything it can't. There's another reason, too. Your mind craves a clean, consistent story. Attractive but cruel feels jarring. Attractive and kind feels neat. So your brain quietly smooths the contradictions away, filling the blanks with whatever matches that first bright impression. And the halo has a shadow. Flip it over, and you get the horn effect. Just as one good trait makes us assume the rest is good, one bad trait makes us assume the rest is bad. Someone gives a weak handshake, wears the wrong thing, or stumbles over their first sentence, and suddenly we quietly mark them down on intelligence, honesty, competence, things they never revealed. This is why first impressions are so stubborn. That very first glimpse sets the frame, and everything after it gets bent to fit. A halo can open doors that talent never could. A horn can shut them before you've said a word. So, can you switch the halo off? Not really, it's automatic, but you can catch it. The trick is to judge traits one at a time on their own evidence instead of letting a single impression answer every question. Separate the messenger from the message. A good idea is still good in a boring voice. The most powerful fix is to remove the trigger entirely. When orchestras began holding blind auditions, musicians playing behind a screen, judged on sound alone, The number of women hired rose dramatically. Same talent. The only thing that changed was that the halo had nothing to grab onto. So the halo effect is this. We take one thing we can see and use it to invent 100 things we can't. It's automatic, it's invisible, and it's almost certainly shaping how others see you and how you see them right now. You'll never fully turn it off. But the next time you're certain that someone is brilliant or kind or hopeless, pause and ask one quiet question. Do I actually know that? Or is it just the halo? Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.